Did you miss me? We are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. And of course, I'm not doing this by myself. I'm Mr. Controversy, first of all. And then I got my road dog to the right of me, my guy, Rue. What up, Rue?
What's going on? What up? What up?
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm all right. I'm doing good. We in that season.
Man, it's here. It's
So,
crazy.
it's gonna be a good show today.
This is crazy.
Had that draft Monday.
Fantasy draft.
Yeah,
How
man.
you do?
Man, I did real good. I'm in there. A couple of newbies in there, man. Kind of offset the draft. I'm like, whew. Yeah, I got Kelsey and McCaffrey. Don't ask me how.
How? When did you get Kelsey?
So through a trade, but I got McCaffrey first round.
Okay.
I picked 6, and I got Caffrey with the 6th pick. So I thought that was a steal in itself.
Oh, you picked 6 and you got McCaffrey.
Yep.
How in the world?
Yep. And I got Joe Burrow as my quarterback.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff in some fantasy drafts, man. I've done 4. I got 4 more to do.
So yeah, 8 of them. I'm in one solid money league. It's a good money league.
I need, honestly speaking, I need to cut it down because at this point, if I win one, I mean, if I don't win the rest, I'm still gonna be down. So, but I plan to win them all. But either or, welcome everyone, man. Again, you see, we having fun already. But yo, we got a good show lined up for you, man. Like I was saying, football is fastly approached, and it's like, man, you blink. It seemed like it was 30 days away. You know, just yesterday. Now all of a sudden, football starts this weekend, man. It's Friday, Georgia Tech, or Thursday, I should say, and then you got Georgia Tech, and and so on. But either or, good show, man. First, let your family and friends know they can listen to the show. They go to 3-point conversion Facebook page, so 3pointconversion.com, and the 3-point conversion YouTube channel as well. See us on here, man, and they can join in the chat room and everything. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun. Football. First of all, well, before we get to football, we got to talk about your boy Noah Lyles and the comment he made about the world champs and the NBA, and everybody went crazy about that. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit, give our opinions on that, of course. Then we got college football on, man. College football, like I said, is up this weekend. It started last week, actually, but now you got college football now, man. We're gonna break that down, and then you have we're bringing back our unpopular opinions, which were very unpopular. I don't know about you, Rue, but I got them out for everybody was coming at me about what I said about Bill Russell, whatever. I stand by it. I don't care. And then also we're talking the NFL. We're doing the AFC West preview. And then we're going to also talk just about the situation with Jonathan Taylor. I mean, now he's on a pup list because he couldn't find somebody to trade with, or Andy didn't want to trade with anyone. Trying to sign the Philadelphia 76 to me. We're gonna get into that later on. And then we're gonna talk about the Trey Lance trade. And we weren't here for that. We're gonna get on that and what's next for him, what was Dallas thinking, and so on. And of course, we got Major League Baseball. Hey, we approaching, man. Playoffs coming up soon. And Rue got his take on that. So we can't wait to listen to that. And then we got Dr. Fowler coming in with your injury report and talking about not even just your injury report, but talking about fantasy football, how it's going to affect fantasy football. Right now, this is fantasy football time, so we got a lot with that. Then we got quick hits, stop it, what's on my mind. So please let your family and friends know. Again, they can listen to the show, man. Watch, come along with us. If they want to listen to it as a podcast, if they miss it live, it's going to be on iHeartRadio. Just search the 3-point conversion radio show. Once you put in the 3-point conversion, it'll come up on iHeartRadio. All right. And also Spreaker Radio, but we'd rather you go to iHeart. But Spreaker Radio as well if you don't have iHeart. All right. Yo, it's time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. First off, man, Coco Gauff advanced to the third round of the U.S. Open by defeating Mira Andreeva 6-3 and 6-2. She won in two sets. I don't know if this is her furthest. I can't remember. This might be her furthest she's gotten. I think she's gotten to the semifinals. You know, in U.S. Open in tennis is like 1,500 rounds. So it's dope to see her be able to succeed, man. And hopefully, man, she need to get to the finals, dog. She just won her last tournament. She need to get to the finals, Rue.
Yeah. She I was just looking at her information, man. She's 19. Then she pop off. She was like 15. I'm like, man, years flying by. Cause I think she got far when she was like 15 or 16. Yeah, no, congrats to her. Yeah, I want to see her do it all. Cause it's around that time, you know, Serena starting to rack it up. She was about 18, 19. So
yeah. And you know, Coco's, it's funny, she's 19, but it's like she's been playing for like 6 years. Like,
yeah.
Crazy. So
right here representing the A.
Right. So we're definitely rooting for the queen, and much success to her. Moving on. Listen to this, bruh. So I don't know if you remember, and it didn't catch a lot of pub, but NBA ref, or should I say former NBA referee Eric Lewis, he is retiring effective immediately. So what happened was he was in an investigation because I guess he was getting criticized online about his calls. So allegedly he had a burner account, Rule.
Yeah, no, I remember this. I definitely remember this.
Yeah, so
he put a face to him though.
I should have put the picture up, but either or. So they were investigating it, right? So he was pulling his Kevin Durant, and then so all of a sudden he retired, and then the NBA ended their investigation of a social media activity, which is kind of like, did they force him to retire, or did he get a word? I mean, I know David Stern not alive, but did he get a word saying that, hey, it's a wrap? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you can't. You need to retire now, or we're gonna do this or do.
Yeah, man, he probably did get that word. Probably got that call or that letter. You know, yeah, that's sort of serious. I mean, I don't want to say it's serious, but you know, you got people going to certain extents. You know, I don't know what the bylaws say with the NBA referee handbook, but I think he probably got that call, man. I wouldn't knock it.
Well, what I don't understand is, I don't understand the fact that how can you? I mean, I know you're the ref, but I guess it's talking about refereeing. I guess, because you can't go online or anywhere else and talk about the ref and say, hey, the ref made this bad call, made this, I don't like this. So I guess if he's commenting on his officiating, I guess it's part of the rule. But I'm like, bro,
I wonder if it was his personal real account. Would he be in this situation? What if it wasn't a burner?
That's true. But the thing, Root, the funny thing is though, Kevin Durant doesn't get penalized for the stuff he does. But that's why I'm wondering, because they did say it had something to do with officiating, but it's like, bro, come on, like he was defending himself. But either or, I guess the rule is the rule. They don't play. Moving on. So remember when we were talking about the Jonathan Taylor, and it came up last week, we knew Miami was trying to get into it. I think the Bears, we looked into it for a little bit, but it was a team, like anonymous team, that no one was talking about. Well, it turned out that anonymous team was the Green Bay Packers. We're the Green Bay Packers, and they were in talks with Indy as far as trading for Jonathan Taylor. Thank God that it happened. But then also you heard that with the Dolphins, they said they wanted the Dolphins to trade Jalen Waddle for Jonathan Taylor. Now in fantasy, that's a great trade for the Dolphins, but this is not fantasy football. He's a running back.
For standard league, it's a great trade. For PPR league, not so much. It's not a great. Well, yeah.
I think it'd be a good trade. I mean, in the fantasy, I mean, because you get in a
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
You know that's gonna get
You're
you.
right.
They got a passing game also.
You're
So
right.
Yeah, get you 12 to 1,400 yards easily. You know, maybe 10 touchdowns.
Guaranteed.
But I'm saying in real life, in reality, running back, especially, I mean, he's played. This is 4th year. He probably has what 4 or 5 more. I hate to say that, 5 more good years. We're just going off history. 4 more at least good years. At the most, I should say, good years. Where Waddle might have what 8 more good years. You understand? So
yeah, the shelf life is longer.
Yeah, so I understand Miami. Like, no, we're not doing that. So I feel them on that. And then last but not least, this is bizarre. So in Denver, the Braves played the Rockies, and I think it was like I forgot what inning, 7th, 8th inning. All of a sudden, 2 fans jump out the stands and come run on the field, and they both collide with Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, that is wild.
Bro,
I wasn't watching it, but I saw it on Twitter.
The heck? Like what?
Yeah, no, baseball, bro. They gotta stop hiring these. I mean, hey, I'm just gonna say it. What we do? Tell the truth, shame the devil. They gotta stop hiring these fat guys to be security, man. There's no way. And they spent like 20 seconds out. The first guy spent at least 20 seconds out there with bro before anybody got to him. Like, it was crazy. Like, and then it's a bunch of older guys.
So I didn't see it. I just saw Acuna on the ground. Were they trying to tackle him?
Yeah, so it was the first guy came over, and then Acuna's like, "What the heck?" It was like he had a full conversation with this dude.
Oh, so they were chilling.
Yeah, like for at least 10 seconds before anybody got. Then they came over, tackled him, grabbed him. Then his other friend came over, and that's when he ran up and knocked Acuna over.
Did he try to, or he tried to?
He looked like he tried to. He tried to hug him, but Acuna was laughing about it. But
yeah, because Acuna was cool with it. Yeah,
I also thought the team somebody should have came out to Acuna, like ran out there, like, yo, what's going on? Because Michael Harris and Ozzie was right there the whole time too. So it was just like, but I want to say Sean Murphy was the first one to come out there, sort of like, yo, like, I don't know, man. That was wild. That was fun. That was wild to see.
Yeah. It just reminded me of, like, it was cool. I mean, I don't know if they was understood what Acuna was saying.
Yeah,
Jugger don't speak English, or he act like he don't speak English when you trying to. I think he's gotten better though. But when you trying to interview him,
it was cool though, because it's sort of like, man, that's just you start to see how much of a superstar he is. When have we ever seen him?
Right. He put Hank Aaron, because I know if I was Hank Aaron,
exactly.
I hit that home run. Especially back in them days and what was going on, they were sending death threats.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as he would have, I would have turned around and swung on dude. Like, so that was good. What? Oh yeah, I would have swung on dude quick.
That's right. Yeah.
It could have been. I don't care. Like, soon as somebody touched me,
like, who let them on the field? Like, how'd they get here? Like, But no, you're right. So it was reminiscent of Hank Aaron. When you think about it.
Hey, like they were hoping dude injured, they do something to Hank Aaron. Let me stop. All right, y'all. Well, look, that wraps up quick hits, man. You know what, man? We about to roll right into it. Let's get into it, bro. Let's get into the hot topic, man. And this hot topic is, and we a few days late, but it's still hot. I mean, everybody's talking about it still. So we talked about Sha'Carri last week about her winning, and then Americans, they won the 4x4. I think the men and women won a 4x4, right? Relay, and world champions. It was the world. It was for the world champion. They won, right? So your boy Nolan Lyles, he came in, and I'm about to play it. I want y'all to see this. If y'all haven't seen it yet, this is what he said.
World champion of what? The United States? You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So what you what what you think? Because I ain't gonna lie, like I'm gonna be real. What dude? First of all, the thing that jumped out at me when he said this was, he said, "I like the U.S. at times."
That stood out.
Yeah, that stood out. Right. He was on some real stuff right there. Like, I feel you, bro. But what you think, man? I mean, and look, hold on. We keep it real. We tell the truth, shame the devil. No offense to him, or whatever. That's, you know what I'm saying. But we just being real. It don't hurt. I know I'm gonna take flack for this. Whatever. It don't hurt that he sound corny. You know what I'm saying? The way he was talking. But that just might be how he talked. But I'm just saying, when it comes, it's kind of like, bro, you know, some people don't take him seriously, but yet still, of what he said, I want your take first, and I'll get mine. So when he said, you agree with him, or go ahead, just speak on it.
He's right. He is right. Let's not. I'm gonna be real. He's right. But also, he's not right, because that's what makes track and field unique. That's what track and field is. You compete with other, you know, the world. But that's not what. And the thing is, he pointed out the NBA, and that's not. I don't believe what the NBA is nowadays. You have the best of the best athletes who come over to America to play basketball. Look at the last 5 MVPs. How many of them have been international? You get the best of the best players from international to play in the NBA. Look at the FIBA World Cup. Look at the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? So he's wrong in that aspect when he pointed out the NBA, because the NBA is made up of, look how many international players are in the NBA. So, you know, I do think he's wrong in that aspect. And I've seen international play. I've been watching the FIBA World Cup, you know, sometimes it's on 6, 7 in the morning. Those guys can't play in the NBA. You know, you know, most of those guys on Team Greece and, you know, Serbia and all those teams. I mean, you got the best of the best players. I watched Serbia this morning. Bogan Bogdanovic right here, my Atlanta Hawk. Where is he at? He stays right here in the city. So he's wrong, man. When he pointed out the NBA, but he's right. Because track and field athletes go against the best of the best. You know, I am picking a side, man, but I think he's wrong when he pointed out the NBA, though.
Right. So I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I kind of agree with him,
because he went at NFL or he played football, you know, he would be right.
But they don't say that in football.
Right.
They don't. That's why he pointed out the NBA. He could have pointed out don't MLB, they do it as well, right? They're world champions. I think MLB does it as well. So I'm gonna tell you why I understand, and I feel you, because you could go both sides, but I'm gonna tell you why I feel him. Because Brandon says, stop being literal. I get it, you know, so literal, right? Ezra made a great point. He said he sounds salty. He does. And my thing is, and like Ed said, he could have just not said anything. But you got to understand, first of all, I don't know what was asked about it. I don't know what was asked, whatever, right? So maybe he was asked that, but either or, look at from his point of view. We can see it from our point of view. We don't, you know, we're not racing. We watch basketball. We watch both, so we see it, which I get, because I understand what y'all saying. But from him, I competed against the world in this. I'm a world champ. The NBA, they're not.
He's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not. I know you can say, okay, it's a lot of international players and all of that. Yeah, but they're not still playing the world. They're not playing the best of the other world. What I mean by that is, as a whole, like they're not playing. They're
not playing other teams.
They're not playing Germany.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why that's what makes him right.
Right. And I think the fact that you got to understand, if I just competed against the world or whatever, then yeah, I'm gonna feel that way. Like y'all ain't competed against the world. Y'all not world champs. I feel him. Yeah, he sounds salty, and he probably is salty, but he has a right to sound salty because he won. Again, he competed against the world, and he's a world champ for real. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But like I said, I understand y'all saying he doesn't have to be so literal. Like
that's a good way to put it, though. You don't have to
say anything. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had to say nothing at all. I get that. But Brandon says, look how international MLB is. No, you're right.
It's almost like what color is the school bus? Yellow. What color is the fire truck? Red. That's what kind of situation this is. Like that's why I'm saying he's right, because he is right. We don't compete. The NBA doesn't compete against Germany and what you just say, France and Greece, if you want to put it like that. But also, that's not necessarily all the way right. When you have the best athletes, who come over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, like I said, I understand it. So let me ask you this. Wouldn't it be dope? Because I don't know if it was against the champions. I remember they used to do this, and I'm showing my age, but it's cool. I'm not like I'm that old. But do y'all remember when back in the day, the NBA champs, like the Bulls used to do it? I remember Houston done it. I think the Lakers done it. I think Lakers or the Pistons was the first team to do it. I can't remember which one, but they would go overseas after they won a championship, and during the preseason, one of the preseason games, they would play against an overseas team. I don't know if they were the champs as well, but they would play against an overseas team. I mean, now we mollywop them, but still. But then you can say it was the world champs. But I just wonder if they would. Do you think they should do this? Not just basketball, and baseball as well.
The only reason the America really says world champs is a nod to say we're the greatest country in the world. That's really the true reason they say world champs. If we being real here.
True. Brandon says, Mr. C, you grew up watching P. Rose wait for you. Right? That old, y'all leave me alone. But I'm just saying, but would you like that though? I'm saying, could you see Major League Baseball doing that, Rue?
I didn't really understand the question.
So back in the day, like I said, if the Bulls
I see what you're saying. They'll challenge the other teams.
They'll challenge a championship team from their team, or maybe their U.S. team, whatever it is. But to say, I think that would be dope, though. If you could find a time to do it, why wouldn't you?
I don't know, because you got the WBC now, so it's almost like.
No, but I'm saying that particular team play, because remember, even if they
I see what you're saying. I wouldn't.
They're not playing Luka Doncic,
but they playing the that's what I'm saying. I don't know any of those.
But that's what I'm saying. They're not playing Olympic team, but they're playing
the Wongsong Bears,
Serbian champ. No, they're playing the champ. It's just Luka not on there. It's not the Olympic. It's just the.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they should go back to doing that. Then you can say, okay, they are the world champs because they did beat another team from out the country and so on, or whatever. But like I said, I think it got blown out of proportion. I think the way he went about it,
right?
He was corny when he said it and how he said it, and then
it was really no reason to say it though.
In media. But we don't. Again, I don't know what he was asked, and that's the thing. Ed, you see it. Ed, if Ed's still on here, Ed, you see it when we cover the Hawks. It's a lot of questions. Rue, you seen it when you covered the Hawks. It's a lot of questions that are being asked, but all you hear is a soundbite of what that player said, not the actual question. So you don't know what sparked him. You don't know what led to him saying that or her saying that. And that's all I'm saying. So, I think it was cool, man. They'll be all right, man. Let's, you know what I'm saying? It's we
Bye.
I think we made it a big deal when it shouldn't have been a big deal. But either or,
now, did you see some of the players' comments though on it?
Bro. What you Dame and all of them and
Dame, of course. Aaron Gordon, man, he took it to another level, talking about he can beat him in a 200.
Yeah, like
slow down, dog.
You slow, yeah, dog, you slow.
Corny on corny.
And Gordon, yeah, Loki. But anyway, hey, that's corny. That joke ain't what you see on the court is totally different from off the court. That
No,
joke,
I'm saying that when he said that comeback was
yeah, that was corny. Oh yeah, that was very.
you can't challenge him.
Yeah, that was very corny. Let's move on, man. College football, man, is coming up. Very excited. And first off, man, first weekend of the year, I want to start off with nosy neighbor. What's your nosy neighbor you have?
Man, week one, it's tough because it's only a few matchups. And it came down to two. But this one beat the second one. It's LSU and Florida State. I want to see what how Jordan Travis and those guys come out. And it's really a tie though. I want to see Florida and Utah too, also in the rematch. The home and home. Cam Rising for Utah is not going to be in. I think Florida has a good opportunity facing their backup to go in there and shock a couple people and rise up the ranks. So I'm looking at Florida State this weekend. I want to see a convincing win. But LSU is a dog, so it's gonna be a dog fight. And I want to see if Florida can pull off the upset.
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to make sure. I think they do play. Let me make sure. Because all the teams play this weekend, right?
Yeah, but it's Cupcake University and KFC Chicken University.
Okay.
So
right.
These are the two games I'm really watching this weekend, though. That's why I'm pointing them out. Because I think also LSU quarterback Daniels, who could we're gonna talk about Heisman's in a minute. Who could maybe crawl his way in there with a good year. Think he has all the capabilities to do. This is gonna be a real good game, man.
So I'm gonna tell you who I got my who I got. Yeah, and that's a good one too, Brandon. Virginia Tech. It's resurgence to see what happens with them. But my nosy neighbor, bro, come on. It's Colorado. They play TCU.
It's an ass whooping on the way.
I mean, that's fine. They might get whooped, but I'm just saying, I want to see what's and yes, I know it's the first week, but I want to see Shedeur. I want to see what Shedeur does against this type of competition. I just want to see the program itself, how it responds to Deion, Coach Prime, how they respond if they're losing. What if Coach Prime got them to the point they win? I just want to. I'm peeking for real, like through my blinds. I'm looking, bro. Like I got my binoculars and everything. I'm looking, eating wings. I'm being nosy. I want to see what happens, bro, because again, this was a big move. You know what I'm saying? This was a big move. It was what can Coach Prime do? He left Jackson State. Hey, let's keep it real. Jackson State just won. Remember, they beat who they play? I can't remember but they beat the champs. They beat the champs. South Carolina State, I believe.
Yeah, last week, right?
They beat the champs, right? And Deion couldn't beat them last year. Now, true, it's different people there and all of that, but still, he couldn't beat them last year here in Atlanta. It was a great game too, but now all of a sudden they win. Now you in Colorado. It's a lot of. It might be pressure just because of what everybody is making it out to be. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm being nosy with that, bro. I can't wait to see what happens. Matter of fact, I'm watching that game.
I could tell you TCU by 25 plus.
No, you might be right, but I still want to see how they perform. I really want to see Shedeur. I want to see how he performs.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think everybody does. Eyes gonna be on Shedeur and that whole program this year. Deion's definitely gonna be one of the most scrutinized coaches we've seen. He's already scrutinized, but
let me ask you this. Wouldn't it be crazy if Shedeur balls out and win the Heisman or up for the Heisman talk? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would.
They say he got the type of talent. Yeah. So,
Yep.
but I want to ask
The thing is, they got to win some games. I think you have to be the bowl eligible at least. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
When it
yeah,
comes down
yeah,
to
yeah,
that time. So that's the whole thing. And I don't expect them to hit the ground running. It's gonna take some time. But Prime's gonna have to get used to not not winning.
yeah. He might, and that's why I
It's gonna
said
be different for him.
that's
So
why I want to see how they respond. Right, if they
Mhm.
are losing, just how he responds and everything. But speaking of Heisman, who do you have winning? Because we talked to Jordan Travis, right? And you asked him about the fact that he's Heisman candidate so far. How does he focus and everything? And he gave you a great answer. But do you think the favorite is still Caleb? And then who else you see in this Heisman race right now? I mean, of course it could change.
yeah, I definitely think right now the favorite is Caleb. He also got a week early to show us. He played last week. Had a good performance. He has the weapons, over there playing with Jerry Rice's son. A few more guys, but a couple other guys. And it's the thing about Caleb. I think if Caleb gets 5,000 yards this year, it's gonna be tough. But if he gets 5,000, he's a lot to win the Heisman. Um, some more guys though. Of course, Jordan Travis. He's probably my lead dog after Caleb. Especially with how they come out Saturday, what they do in the ACC. I feel like the FSU has a chance to make the playoff push this year. He had 3,200 yards last year. I think 500 on the ground, like almost 10 touchdowns on the ground. And he missed some games. So, but another guy, Sam Hartman, who also got a week early to show us, got transferred from Wake Forest. We know what he's done the past couple years over there. Almost threw for 8,000 yards the last 2 seasons over there. This is definitely the best quarterback Notre Dame has had in probably since Brady Quinn. And he showcased it a little bit against Navy. 4 touchdowns. I think he completed like 80% of his passes. So that's another guy, Sam Hartman, to watch out for. And of course, your boy from Ohio State. He could make that spark this year. It's I think it's gonna be dependent on the quarterback with him, but he's gonna get his target share. I'm talking about Harrison Jr. So I think he could be there. And
Hey,
yeah, that's a few
hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think Harrison Jr. is the best college football player.
this
He
year.
might not get it because he's a wide receiver. Yes.
Hmm.
If you talk about a player that was NFL ready, and he was a sophomore, I think Bryce was NFL ready. CJ didn't look at this first preseason game, but I think he was there. You got a couple of guys, Jalen Carter, but now when I say this guy looked like he looked like he was ready last year, Rue.
Mm-hmm.
He tore Georgia up.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
If he would have gotten hurt, it was a wrap. Ohio State was winning that game. They couldn't stop him. What's the peace sign for?
2 times.
What
Back
you mean?
to back. I don't want to hear if he got hurt, none of that. Back to back.
Oh God!
He was tearing it up.
We seen that cheap shot the DB took at him. No, I'm just kidding.
Ringo.
But no, you're right. So, but I still think he's the best player or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a.
And
I
then,
think it's Caleb, but then I'll go right there with you.
then speaking of Georgia, so all these injuries the running back they're having with the running backs, most notably Branson Robinson is out for the year, the sophomore. With a patella tendon, messed up his tendon. But what is your outlook, man, with all these running backs? Like Kirby had to shift the depth chart. I'm gonna let you kind of go into it, man. And, the floor is yours. You tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. Running back, wide receiver, nothing. It's all about Carson Beck because Carson is going to be the difference between us and the 3rd national championship, straight national championship, something nobody alive has seen. And it's really just him playing smart football, Kirby smart football. That's all he got to do, because that's what separated Stetson from the pack early on. Having the capability to run the offense without turnovers, feeding your weapons because they're there. And I think we got more weapons than we ever had in the whole, 2-time tenure. So we still got Ladd McConkey, Ra Thomas. We got Mississippi State transfer who led, he was a leader in the SEC in receiving. And of course, you got probably the best tight end prospect ever, Brock Bowers. You know what I'm saying? So who also could be a Heisman. Let's not forget who I didn't mention. And you got Lovett, Dom Lovett, another transfer from Missouri. It's all about Carson Beck and him just playing Kirby smart football, because the schedule is there. It's set up for us to do it, and just do it. So I'm the running back, this is such a makeshift offense, man. Branson Hill, that hurt, of course, losing the running back, but it's more so about the quarterback for me this year, because next year we know we got number one quarterback coming in, Dylan Raiola. So it's
so
it's game time.
So let me ask you this: so we know what Georgia's going to do. Then on the other end, and it's locally now, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has a new quarterback. They're bringing back Brent Key, the coach. We saw what he did last year. And what we saw in the ACC, I mean, talking is, a lot of people been talking. It's cheap, people say, but they really believe in this guy. And they're excited about this guy. Do you think, I'm not saying Georgia Tech going to win the ACC or anything like that, but can we see them win at least 8 games this year?
Nah, it's not going to happen, man. They got a schedule, that is not favoring to them. After they had a major roster turnover. You just said it. New quarterback. A lot of pieces that's going. So we can go down the schedule and play that whole game. I don't think they win 8 games. I'll just say that. It's not yet.
How long will it take, do you think, for them to get to winning, being an 8-win team, 8 or 9, 10-win team?
I'll say a few years. I'll say a few years. He needs to figure out his quarterback situation, and true. I think,
No, it's true. But let me say this: I like Brent though. I mean, of course, it's all about the players.
Yeah.
But one thing we do know is when it comes to coaching, great coaching gets you maybe 30% of your wins. Because now your players believe in you. They're drawing up the right scheme. They're ready to fight for you. And that's why I say that. But, I mean, like I said, we'll see. I mean, I don't think they can do anything. I'm not saying they're going to win 8 games this year, but I think they're on the right path.
I think it's about changing that culture too. And that's so hard, man, at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, because you almost had it. Yeah, you almost had it with what's the coach name? Last year's coach. You almost had it with him.
Jeff Collins.
Yeah, Jeff Collins, because he was big on, hey, let's get it going,
right.
But nah.
Mm-hmm. And Brent Key is more reserved though, and by the playbook, Georgia Tech guy. So yeah, it's you just got to. It's hard to get people to buy in. So if you can do that, I think that's where it starts.
Right. No, you're right. Well, all right, man. Let's take a quick break, man. And we're gonna be back to talk NFL. Well, no, you know what? Forget that. You know what, Rue? Let's go back, man. Let's talk about these unpopular opinions, man. Let's stir up some controversy. Let's make like my name and get some people riled up or whatever, man. So we're gonna be back with that. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Earl Campbell.
Hey, it's Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
This is Emmitt Smith, and you're listening to 3 Point Conversion.
Hey, man. We said it. We're about to get into this unpopular opinion. If y'all don't know, it's self-explanatory. This is where we give an opinion where most people think we're crazy. Why it's called an unpopular opinion. I'll go first. It's real simple. It's not as bad as last week. Not last week, but the week before last, I said that Bill Russell was overrated and everybody went crazy. Yeah, I said it. He was overrated. I'm not saying he's not good. I just said I didn't think he was, for him to be top 10, like if we're talking top 10 in championships, of course. But top 10, I think David Robinson, I think Dennis Rodman could have done what he did out there. I mean, just with a better attitude. Rodman would have gotten some fights and everything, probably kicked out of the league. But I think Dennis Rodman, as far as stat-wise, could have done what he did. Oh, my God. David Robinson played in that way he can score us. But either or. It's not about Bill Russell. And rest in peace, Bill Russell. You know, he's a great. My unpopular opinion I have is when it comes to sports and it comes to playoffs, the number one sport, the sport that's the best in playoffs, is more exciting, the most exciting playoffs is NHL. NHL is nonstop. Of course, they turn it up a notch. Every game, they play like it's game 7. Even the teams, even the teams where, you know, your seed is like 8-1 or whatever, it's still exciting. You know, not just because of the fight, but I'm talking just play, the action, the hitting, all of that. You know who's next?
Who?
MLB.
Right. Okay.
MLB is second when it comes to as far as playoff action and what I would rather watch as far as playoff. The most exciting, the best games. Easily. Better than basketball, better than NFL. NFL can be good. We know that, Rule. It can be good. But then you got blowouts. You know, NBA, oh my God.
Too many games.
Too many games. It's boring. They should have kept it like it used to be where first series was best of 5, then you got the rest. Too many games. It's too much. It's blowouts. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but NHL, top action, always. 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 And I ain't want to call you by your first name, bro, but Ezra, I say Ezra. He says, idiot Ezra, I'll call you that. I don't want to call you. First time we had 2 Ezras comment on show today. But either or, he said never been to an NHL game, but I heard it's the best live sport. I haven't either, man. Fortunately, we're getting an NHL team in Atlanta, and I want to cover it. It's going to be hard to cover that, plus the Hawks and maybe the Falcons as well. But I got to go to one, whether a fan or covering it, either or, I got to cover it. But yeah, I think NHL is the best, and then I got MLB as the second best. Do you agree?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it going, man. My unpopular opinion. This is crazy. I thought you were about to take it. Mine has something to do with NHL too, bro. I don't know what. It's the NHL in the air today. Yeah, B, it does ramp up in the playoffs. It's hostile. But yeah, let's keep it in NHL. My unpopular opinion. This might be a popular opinion once I tell you, but man, I think NHL will be even more of a popular sport, even more live, like of our demographic. You know, us going and watching it. Now, this might take y'all off a little bit. If the puck was glow in the dark, like a glow in the dark puck, bro, that'd be crazy, dog. I might watch every game, man. Like, I might watch every game. Imagine if the puck was like a glow in the dark and it could do like different lights and have different flashing light. Man, that'd be so dope. And if they can like put lights around the ring.
So let me tell you something. You don't know this. So what they used to do is to try to, it's funny you say that. So NHL tried something like that where I think it was like 97 when they got on Fox. So they had it where it wasn't going in the dark, but they had it where the puck was like, I don't know what you how to describe it, but like, you know, if you're watching a hockey game, sometimes when it gets to the far end, the close end of the rink, you know, you can't see the puck.
It could be hard to see.
So they had it where you could see the puck through the walls or whatever. You could see that it's like a magnetic or whatever, so you could see it, you know. So it was like that. But if you're a hockey fan, you like, man, turn this crap off.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's why it was unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
this is my unpopular opinion. So, rocket power skates. Hey, they can do a lot of things, man. I think that'll ramp hockey up, but of course, you don't want to, you know, I don't know what the commission is talking about, but that'd be dope. Even for the All-Star game, have like a puck on fire or something. I don't know. Right.
But
trademark that.
But no, I like the. I mean, it might, like you said, it might get, and not even just our demographic. It might get the young demographic. I mean, I guess it's your demographic, but get young people to start watching it, you know, to, you know what I'm saying, to start liking. I mean, I fell in love with hockey when I was little. I mean, I was a sports head, so I watch every sports. My mom, I'm gonna tell you, my mom, but my grandmother stayed next door to me, and my grandmother had cable. You know, back in the 80s, it seemed like everybody's grandmother had cable. Everybody's grandma had cable. So she stayed next door to me. So they had cable. We didn't. So that's when ESPN was just coming out, and would see ESPN and all the sports. I mean, they had the roller derby hockey. I mean, roller derby skating, where they be fighting, where they be skating around. I don't know what the purpose of that, but I used to watch that religiously. I used to watch what is it called? The you know, when the guy they rugby, when the dude like, when they kick it through the you probably don't remember when they kick it through the upright, and the guy be like with the big hat. But it was rugby. It was rugby. That's what they do when they kick it. They had this guy doing like, I don't know why he did that either, but telling my age. But I would watch everything. So hockey was big, and I used to watch hockey. So love hockey, man. And you know, so yeah, it was that's why I say, and just watching it. And it's not biased. I'm just saying, because I love football is my favorite sport. Of course, football, then basketball, then it was baseball, then hockey, and tennis, and so on. But still, hockey is the best when it comes to playoffs. Nothing else. So those are our unpopular opinions this week. It wasn't too bad. We didn't make anybody upset this time. You know, probably make people more. Got people to say, "Oh, let me think about that." They probably thought about it more, you know. But look, we're gonna take one more break, man, and then we're gonna get to the Stop It segment. Y'all keep it locked, all right?
My name is George Iceman Gervin.
This is Dylan Brooks. What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to the 3 Point Conversion. Check it out.
It's time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it. So, bruh, I'll go first. I Stop It goes to Ben Simmons. I don't know if you saw what Ben Simmons said. I'm pulling it up now, but
he might be Stop It Hall of Fame.
This is up there. It's probably, if he wasn't, this got him up there. Ben Simmons came out and said, there's no other option. I have to kill. Stop it. Stop it. Like, you have to kill what? Again? Like, bruh.
You need to kill it.
At this point, I'm like AJ Johnson on what's that movie called? Players Club. Did you even pinch him? Bro, he's not doing anything. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, man.
He's not.
What did he say that at?
He made a comment and said it. He's like, yeah. Man. Like, come on, man. Like, bruh, and the thing is, we want you to play. If you think about it, a lot of people don't make a lot of jokes about Ben Simmons like that just to make jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's because we see the potential. But, dude, don't say stuff like that. Nah, you hadn't done anything, bro. So if that was the case, what was you doing the last 2 years, 3 years? You just woke up and said that? And why you don't have an option? Because what?
Getting that check, collecting that check, and not working for it.
Come on, dog. All right, what's your stopping, man?
Yeah, mine. I really didn't have one, man. But I watched something this week. He can make my stop it. I forgot about the whole Bishop Sycamore thing. Like, I got reminded about it this week when I watched the little documentary, dog. Like, man, like, dog, my stop it goes out to the coach, bro. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but it sounds like you gotta, like, if I was a prosecutor, like, and I'm not, but it sounds like if they watch that, they got a case on their hands. Like, but he's doing like how is this legal? Like, man,
how are you doing all that, man? Like, how is he
finessing kids? And man, that was just crazy, bro.
Like, yeah, let me get him this.
I was getting mad, like I was getting heated. Yeah, stop it.
Stop.
Did you watch it? I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it.
Stop it.
Was it good?
It was all right. I mean, you gotta watch. I don't know. I forgot about it, but I was reminded. What went into that team and everything that how it came about, and of course, ESPN didn't comment because remember they're the one who showed the game. So
they did.
Yeah. So he got through some loopholes, man, with that one. But he's a real bad dude though, bro. He gets my stop it.
Watch that. Still, I still gotta say you gotta watch whatchamacallit too
though. What? Winning Time?
Yeah, not you, but I know you've been watching. Everybody, this last episode was real good.
I'm on episode 3.
Oh, yeah. 4 was good, dog. You gotta watch 4, 3 and 4. But 3 was good, but 3 is setting stuff up. 4 was real good. It was it's getting good, dog. I didn't. I'm gonna let you watch it because you don't even know the history. So you probably there's no point in me saying
this year they faced off with my big cuz Malone and Irvin, right? His second year, or which year did the Lakers play Malone? I mean, in the Sixers, 81, 82.
No, they played Moses. That was 83.
Okay, so this is the second season. Basically Magic second. Oh, this is the year he got hurt. Right. This is the year he got hurt. He got hurt second year.
Yeah.
He broke his leg. Yeah.
Right. But okay, so you still on that. Okay, wait. So they're going okay. So they're gonna talk about the third season and everything, but you gotta
I'll hit you by
Google some stuff because I didn't know he did this. So you're watching. I ain't gonna say anything. I'm gonna let you.
Norm Nick is still your favorite character?
Of course. Oh, without a doubt.
He probably only got one more season, man, with him.
Bruh, yeah.
We talked about that last week because we know he's gonna get traded.
Yeah. I still don't. It's good, dog. It's good. But anyway, all right. So let's move on to NFL, man, and let's talk about this Jonathan Taylor situation. What I don't understand is, okay, so they gave him an ultimatum, right? Or they not even that. They didn't give him that. They gave him. They said this is what it is. You got 2 weeks to get a trade. If it don't happen, then that's it. We're just not trading you, right? It came out, like I said, that the Packers, Green Bay, Green Bay, the Bears, Miami was interested, right? All right, he doesn't get traded. Now they start him on a PUP list, the PUP list. Remember, Dr. Fowler said he don't think he's hurt or injured. So what you think is going to happen? Like, because I'm not going to lie, Rue, it might be to the point where he may not play until week 8. For real, like, I mean, do you think that's possible the way it's going?
Yeah, but by week 8, I think they'll have found a suitable partner for him because I don't know what's the hold up, man. And Colts by week 8, I think the Colts will have came off their high horse. Because they're on a high horse right now. Putting them on the pup list, it's wild. It's wrong. I don't think they should do that. They should do that. But they're trying to, keep their
I think
clean. They don't want him to get hurt and mess up the trade. So that's why they did that.
Well, no, they don't. No, that's not it.
I believe they're saving them.
Yeah, but not because they don't want to trade him.
At this point, what are they doing then?
What he asked for the trade, so it was one of them things. Like, all right, go ahead, get the trade.
I just think they're not agreeing on anything. Like you said, like they want Waddle. Like they got to come down off that high horse.
They don't, but that's my point. They don't want to trade him. It's the Philadelphia 76ers again. They told Hart, okay, come on, dog, we got you. Yeah, sure, buddy. We'll make that trade for you. And as soon as we got on there, then they made it impossible. We went 5 number ones and 3 players. Who's going to take that deal? And you stuck. And that was it for Indy, And I believe that because they didn't want to trade him at first. Remember, they came out and said, no, we're not trading him.
I think Irsay's doing something, though. I think all that is leading up to something, man. Like,
no, remember, he messed up. He stuck his foot in his mouth. Amid all of this stuff came out with the running backs, and he said something about these running backs think they're this and they're that's, and they need to get off their high horse and all of that. And this is doing a contract year with your running back, and he was like, oh. And then you don't want to pay me what I want? Oh, I'm out. I'm not playing. I want to trade. And then Irsay said, I'm not trading you. Then Irsay said, you know what? We're going to trade you. We're going to let you do what you did. Same way Baltimore did Lamar Jackson. Same way. All right, go ahead. We'll put you up. We'll put you on the what you call it? We'll put you on the we'll sign you for the franchise, but we'll sign it to where some team can match. They can come get you because they knew wasn't nobody going to get them. Indy wasn't trying to let him go, but they put him on a pup list because I believe Jonathan Taylor saying he's not playing. So at this point, yeah, we're not going to waste a roster spot for you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. We could bring somebody else in.
So do you think I still think they're actively trying to.
No.
You don't think so?
They said
if he's not going to play, then what are you going to do?
They're going to
couple years
make him wait out. Like, you
gotta trade him, man. And by week 8, somebody in the league is that phone's gonna call and that right offer is gonna come. I think they milking it right now.
I think
he's milking it.
Yeah, but I don't think because they can still franchise him.
But this guy doesn't want to play for your city, so we know how that ends up when a guy just says, I ain't playing for the city. So I don't.
But think about the last time that worked out where somebody didn't play for a contract. What happened?
It was Le'Veon, right? Who was
it? Le'Veon. And what happened to his career? So it's one of them things like, all right, you can do this if you want. It's playing hardball. You know what I'm saying? Because they can still franchise him next year. He's stuck next 2 years. My whole point is they didn't want to trade him in the beginning. But why waste a roster spot if he's going to play, if he's not going to play? You can bring somebody in and put him on a pup list. So that's what I think is happening. But speaking of why waste somebody, have somebody if they're not going to play in pup list and all that good stuff, your boy Trey Lance, got traded to the 49ers for what, a 12th round pick? What did he get? But he got traded. I understand why the 49ers traded him. And I think it was cool that they did it like that. But a lot of people seem to think that they did Trey Lance wrong. I don't think so, Rue. I'm going to tell you why. It's messed up. And I feel sorry for the brother because he continues to get this. It's like something happens, like in college. Remember in college, he didn't play his junior or senior year in college, last year in college. Why? Because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't get to be able to progress. Then he comes to the NFL. They take him. He starts. He beats out Garoppolo. They trying to trade Garoppolo. He starts. Loses first game. second game, I think that's when he got injured, right? Out for the year. Then this guy, they brought Garoppolo. He's balling. They winning. Then Garoppolo gets injured. Then they bring in Purdy. Next thing you know, Purdy takes to the NFC Championship. Now they've got this guy, and that was Mr. Irrelevant. Remember, last pick of the draft, you got Mr. Irrelevant playing like this. I don't have to pay this guy any money, and he's playing like he took me to the. He looked way better than Trey did.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bring in Darnold, of course. You're gonna roll with Purdy, right? I would. So you roll with Purdy. Trey don't make it your backup, and at this point, I think they were like, why make him the backup? We got all this money. Let's trade this dude and get something for him. And then I think it was look out for him. Like maybe you can go somewhere else and maybe get a shot. We'll see who wants him. The crazy part is Dallas got him. But so I don't think 49ers were bogus for doing what they did. I just think it's unfortunate. Again, what happened to Trey?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right with you, and I don't think Dallas is a bad landing spot for Trey Lance.
I do, but go ahead. Tell me why not.
I just think that. I mean, I do think the best thing for him is to play. But that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't played, so why is that might not be the best thing for him to do? Is play. But I think Jerry likes him. I think that move was Jerry, a sign from Jerry. Somebody's confident in him. Somebody believes in him. And I think that's what you need. And we all know that, he can miss several games of the year. So I think it's a bad landing spot for. I think his confidence is up. He's just said something about, man, when I got the call from Dallas, man, I was excited. Like that's where I wanted to be, or something he said.
But listen to this,
right?
Right. But listen to this, Rue. This is the thing where I don't understand. So I don't understand why Dallas took him, because you got Dak, who you just paid 2 years ago. So he's there. There's no pressure on him. Like, how can you say we're gonna put pressure on him from a quarterback that the other team didn't want, and he was a third stringer? That don't make sense. But then too, guess who else is in Dallas?
I'm not sure.
Cooper Rush. And remember what Cooper did? No, remember what Cooper did last year? Cooper came in winning games. Remember?
This now let's just be real. The ceiling for Trey Lance is past the roof of Cooper Rush.
No, right. I get that, but what I'm saying is you just paid Dak. You need a backup.
I think Trey Lance is a great backup.
How do we know?
No, I mean immediately. I feel you.
But we're talking about a quarterback that I think Cooper Rush is 6-0 in his time being a backup for Dallas, and he was putting up numbers. And you're not paying this guy this.
I don't know, man. I like this move. I actually love it.
But how? But what does it do? I don't understand. If you have Cooper Rush already,
I'm not thinking about Cooper Rush. I don't think Jerry's thinking about Cooper Rush.
You got to, because you have a solidified backup. You probably got the best backup in the league right now. So if you had statistically, you do. If you have Cooper Rush, who's 6-0 as a starter, I mean, he was averaging like 300 yards per game. Remember, it was a deal where, are we going to start Dak? Or are we going to keep Cooper in? Remember, that was the drama. So why would you bring a quarterback who's unproven, who hadn't done anything yet? And no offense to Trey,
he's not going to be your immediate starter.
But what I'm saying is, why would you bring him there? You just paid your quarterback.
He bought low on a high prize potential guy. But of course, there's better options. I think he could have went and maybe played faster. Of course, there's always going to be other destinations, but
because to me, I just don't see Dak going anywhere. People said about last year, Dak went through like I think 11 to 12 interceptions, right? Threw like 20-something touchdowns. But year before last, people forget Dak threw 37 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Or 7 interceptions, whatever it was. I think it was 5. Dak, I mean, let's not act like Dak can't play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're going to do with Cooper Rush if Cooper Rush is doing it like that. I mean, it seems like Jerry Jones has what do you call it? He has what's my man at Oakland? The Just Win baby. Al Davis meant, Al Davis loved fast, big players. You know what I'm saying? He loved those types of players to make big splashes and plays. He loved those types. So I don't get it. I don't understand. But let's get to our previews, man. The NFC and AFC West. We're gonna start with the AFC West. Just a couple of questions I want to ask. Can the Broncos bounce back or play well? I don't want to say bounce back because they weren't there at first, but can they play to their potential now that Sean Payton's there?
Of defense, we know they can. And we probably know they can even more with him there. They're proven on defense. One of the most talented bunches in the league. It's offense, man. What can his offense do? We already know the injury bug is bitten them again. In the offseason at the wide receiver position. And it's all about what how can him and Russell work out this year. But a bounce back, I think, they can bounce back from the year they had last year.
Well, look, I will say this. Okay, Russell's not as young as Breeze was when he first came. But remember, when Breeze left San Diego, when they were San Diego Chargers, people roll him off. And then look what he did. I'm just saying, again, I've been saying this I've been saying this everywhere I've been and everywhere I go. If you look at the coach's tape, or if you look at it from the end zone field last year with Hackett, no one was getting open. People want to blame this on Russ. No one was getting open. No one, Rue. And they had a second worst line in NFL behind the Chicago Bears. And I think Russ was sacked the most out of all the quarterbacks. So we know with Sean Payton, we know his offense is going to run like clockwork. They're going to have plays where he gets the ball out. Plus, they said they want Russ to be use his athleticism more, where he couldn't do that with Denver last year. They were trying to run that Aaron Rodgers offense. This is not Green Bay Packers. You're not dealing with Aaron Rodgers, different quarterback. So I think Denver can do well. I think Denver will. The next one I got, we talked about him, Garoppolo, man. You know what? Honestly, I don't know if that division is so hard, but I'm not going to lie, Rue. I think Garoppolo playing in the system that he's used to playing with, he doesn't have the defense that he had in San Fran, but he was going to get you to the NFC Championship, right? Garoppolo was. Now he got a great running back. Or I don't want to say great yet, but from last year, this dude, you say he led the league in rushing. You got top 2-3 wide receiver in Devontae. So Rue, I think, and you in a system that you're used to, and they're probably gonna let him throw more. I think the offense does well in Oakland and Las Vegas. I'm sorry.
I mean, you would think it would. That with everything you just said, probably the best, the best wide receiver he played with. But I think they still finished last in that division. I don't know what it is. It's probably the defense. So I say that.
But how do you feel Garoppolo will do though? Do you think he will
average? Just average. I don't think he'll. And when I say that, he'll be the. I mean, I know this is a division with Herbert and Mahomes, but when I say average, he's gonna be, I think, the worst quarterback in his division. So
yeah, that's easy, right?
I don't expect the Raiders to really do much, man. I just think they'll be an average team.
All right.
And this division is tough. Last year, I know we were looking at it like it's gonna be the best, and it wasn't. It was one of the worst. But yeah, it's gonna be tough for the Raiders, man.
I think it's better. Like I said, I don't think Raiders will win. You're right, but I believe that Garoppolo is going to play well. I mean, one thing he does have, he has his calmness about him. He's got that championship. Yeah, you say, well, he played behind a defense and they ran the ball. They can do the same in Oakland, except for the defense, but they definitely can run the ball. I mean, not Oakland, but Las Vegas. They can run the ball in Las Vegas. And then, again, you got a top 3 wide receiver, which I think to me is the best wide receiver in the league. I mean, when you're talking about just pound for pound, if you give him the same quarterback that Justin Jefferson or somebody else has, I think Devontae is the best wide receiver in the league. But that's my opinion. But yeah, still top 3, whatever. You give Garoppolo that, and then you let him throw the ball. San Fran, he didn't really get to throw the ball like he wanted to. They didn't spread the ball out. He didn't throw downfield. But remember, Garoppolo was one of the most sought out running backs. I mean, quarterbacks when he was a free agent, or not even who he wasn't even free agent before he was traded. Remember, everybody wanted Garoppolo because of what he did in New England. So we might be able to see that again. So, but I believe in Garoppolo. I believe in. I mean,
the O-line though too. That's the real big thing with this team. O-line. But they got Max Crosby, guy on defense. I think is pretty good. But
yeah,
tough division.
And then last but not least, with the AFC West, if the Chiefs can't work out a deal with Chris Jones, the defensive tackle, who already came out and said he's planning to come back on week 8, because after week 8, I think it's something like you don't get your money's, but it's something crazy. But I know that's why most players wait till week 8. If they don't work out this deal, how bad does this affect the Chiefs?
It's gonna be a major concern with Chris Jones, but I think this defense right now is probably as deep as it's ever been in the Mahomes era. You know what I'm saying? So they got talent, man, and the offensive line is pretty, it's built up. You got one dude, Trent McDuffie, going into his second year. It's gonna be cool to see, because I think he's gonna be a standout over there. And their defensive end, I can't never say his last name, George Karlaftis, something like that. Dude, watch out for them too, because I like this defense, man. Even with what you said about Chris Jones, I think it's capable of carrying the team.
I gotta disagree. If they don't sign Chris Jones, bro, because Chris Jones is more than just sacks.
Yeah,
He's
pass rush,
quarterback, but the rushing game, and all of that. If they can't do that, what you expect? I mean, I think it's a wrap, man. Like you need him to. When I mean wrap, I don't mean like they're gonna be losing. I still think they're gonna win, but not. I think they go from 13 wins, they might go to 11, because Chris Jones made some sacks. He did some, so that's why I say that. Let's quickly go to this NFC West. Here are the other questions for these teams. When you see the Cardinals trade Isaiah Simmons for Joshua Dobbs, he lost his job to a rookie, the backup job to a rookie.
DR it.
Yeah.
UCLA.
Yeah. And then they cut Colt McCoy, who's their most seasoned quarterback and most experienced quarterback. Do you think that the Arizona Cardinals are tanking?
Tanking for what though exactly? Because when you say tanking, you start
Caleb
thinking
Williams.
About, so yeah, okay. Now that's what I was getting at. Caleb Williams, right? Do they not believe in Kyler Murray, who they just paid? So
I don't know.
It's like I don't know if they're taking
new coach.
Harrison? I don't know.
His new coach, and it could be that could be it too. Marvin Harrison.
I mean, that's what I would think. I would think after they just paid Kyler that they would believe in him. I don't know if they'll pick a quarterback, even if they had the first pick. But they're gonna be bad this year. Yeah, that was a move that made you scratch your head, because Isaiah Simmons was one of their, top picks a couple years ago from Clemson. That's what you said, right? Isaiah Simmons got traded for Joshua Dobbs. Yeah.
Yep. So
Another backup quarterback. Like you don't see that a lot, man. A skilled player get traded for a backup quarterback.
remember they trade D Hop. They got rid of a lot of folks. Like they was like, you too good. Nope, too good. And I really think it's either for your boy Marvin Harrison Jr. or they might be trying to trade. Because remember, Kyler Murray been talking about he want to leave anyway.
And this, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Kyler Murray's hurt. I forget. Kyler Murray has a torn ACL.
No, right.
Yeah, so he's gonna be out until all year, basically.
So,
oh yeah, so I didn't think of that aspect, making it easier to lose.
That's what I'm saying. You starting Joshua Dobbs, who's like, come on, dog. How you start Joshua Dobbs when he just lost the backup role to a rookie?
Wow.
So
Josh
I'm just saying,
long way, man.
All right,
Hey, I
then.
went to elementary school with Josh Dobbs.
Oh, for real?
Yep, he's from Atlanta.
I just think he was slow. How he looked.
Yeah, he always had that that low cut though. I don't think
crazy
hair.
Basement haircut. Like his mama cut it or something. But hey,
he does.
But LA Rams, do you think they're done or will they be back to compete?
It's gonna be tough. You know, I thought they were gonna. I can't believe I forgot Kyler had a torn ACL. They're gonna be the third worst team in the division. With that being said,
Rams.
Yeah, I don't think they're done. So to say, but you know that team after Ramsey trade, it's like I don't see any spark left. You know, I think you still got Kupp, still got Donald, but I don't see it from Stafford. You know, and it's been reports this week Stafford is not connecting. I don't know if you saw that. His wife came out, said something like these young dudes like driving my husband crazy.
Well, that's why even though we got Dr. Fowler in the green room, that's why I'm probably gonna ask him again. Do you mind? You still don't see Kupp getting better? Because this bodes well for Kupp having a historic year. When she said that, I'm getting Kupp. I got Kupp the other day. He fell to me at number 12. Crazy. Last night, number 12. Anyway, sick. But either or, and then you heard about Cam Akers. They kicked him out. A training camp, whatever. He was doing something. I don't know what happened, but yeah. So it could be. It's funny because remember, your boy took some time to say, I might retire. And now all of a sudden, he coming back to all of this mess. But no offense to anybody's wife at all, whether you upset with your husband, pregnant, whatever. But sometimes the women, just let your husband or boyfriend, whatever, just play ball. Same thing with Mahomes' wife. Like,
makes the relationship last longer.
Yeah, just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then Seattle, can they compete for the 49ers for the division? I'll answer that. I think they get better. I think they get better. I like, what is it? Jackson Smith and Jigba. I like him. This is I forgot the running back's name.
Kenneth Walker.
Walker, this is his second year. Gino's back, whatever. The chemistry only gets better. You got, even though he's older, but you just you got back the linebacker. I can't think of his name either. Just came back from the Rams.
Oh, Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. Got Bobby Wagner back. They got this cornerback that's good too.
Yeah, the rookie. Well, second season now. Can't think of his name. That's what I've been trying to think about.
No, they picked up a.
Was it?
No. You're right. Yeah. Second season, right. So I like this team. And then this old Pete Carroll, 89 years old, throwing a football 30 yards and doing no-look passes and all that. That's crazy, man. But so I see Seattle competing for this division. Not saying they can win it. Not saying they are going to win it, but I see them competing.
Yeah. I definitely see them competing because I think it's between them and the 49ers. I agree with you. We'll see if Gino can have that same breakout campaign type year he had last year. A lot's gonna be on him. But what were they last year? 9-8 and got to the postseason.
They were 9-8.
Yeah.
Looking at it.
Yeah, this last year's 9-8, 2022. So, but a lot of those games were close, man. If I can remember, a lot of them were very close games. But I think they definitely compete in the division.
And sure. I don't think they played the last game because remember they was already in the playoff. It just mattered if Green Bay won or not. But Seattle already, like whether they lost or not, won or lost, it was dependent on Green Bay, and that's when Detroit beat them. But I think they could have won 10 games because they were that good. So yeah, you're right. So and then last but not least, you think 49ers going to win the division or be there, but do you believe in Purdy?
In this system, I've had no choice but to believe in him because what's his record, like 8-1?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, one thing about this team, like I know they're gonna play at like defense. I'm not really worried about the defense, and I think Purdy has the weapons around him. I think he has a lot of safety nets in Kittle, McCaffrey, of course, probably the biggest one,
Debo
and Debo. So I do think they win this division because I don't think Purdy. It's sort of like with Stetson at Georgia last few years. Everything's set up. Just go out there and
play well. Smart. Yeah, play smart. And he played well. He played well too, making NFL like it wasn't like
throws.
Yeah, he wasn't babysitting. He wasn't a game manager where he was just dumping it off. Like, yeah. So okay. Well, all right, man. So we'll pick our picks next week. We'll go through the MVPs and votings and all of that good stuff and see what we think, our predictions. And can't wait. Next week, NFL starts. Can't wait. All right, man, we're going to take a quick break, man. We got some more football talk injuries, but concerning as far as fantasy-wise, Dr. Donnie Fowler III, Orthopedic Ortho Atlantic. Ortho Atlanta, we're going to be right back, all right?
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta Surgery Centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Three-point conversion sports lounge. And we have family in the building. We have none other than our cousin, like we like to call him, Dr. Donnie Fowler III, orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. What's going on, Doc? How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Just a little wet from being outside taking out the trash, but other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, bad storms this week. Yeah, I just heard it coming down. So everybody be careful out there.
Yes, sir. So, Doc, let's get to it. You know what, Rue? I'm gonna let you start off with the questions, man. Go ahead. You ask first question, bro.
Yeah. So what's going on, Doc? NFL time. So we got these NFL questions. These injuries probably gonna be popping up, a lot lately. So when you see an NFL player like Dolphins wide receiver David Davis get injured and lay motionless for any amount of time, Do you believe that they should end the game early, like we saw?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, never want to see anything like that. You know, we can go back to obviously Hamlin last year was kind of one of the, I'd say, the biggest ones that I've seen in my lifetime. But I think that kind of sparked a lot of I don't want to say outrage, but almost kind of like common sense. Like, hey, when something like this happens, people aren't in the right mentality on either side of the field, especially the teammates of the guy that's down, to really be back out there and committed. And so I do think I get it. There's all money talks and there's sponsors and commercials and all that kind of stuff, but just being a human being and doing what's right for the players who definitely are, emotionally in kind of a state that it's hard to imagine. I don't think it's right to necessarily go back out there unless it's something that you're confident, hey, the guy's okay. This is just precautionary. Like, we're moving everything. Like, I think that's one thing. But when someone's being carted off and you're not sure what's happening, I don't think you can really go back out there and play and have your mind right. So that's just me.
It's funny, and this is nowhere near what they're dealing with, but I can only imagine how they feel. And this is me older, and I remember playing. I was in this flag football league, right? We were playing, and somebody fell and broke his wrist or whatever. But the way it was hanging, and I never get the next play. We go back, let's play. And it was in my head. And I remember I had a chance. I was safety. I had a chance to pick off the ball. I ran across the field, I had a chance. But
you caught the yippies.
I was like, because I was scared I was going to run into him. And what if it was in my mind? It was on my mind, as to say. So, I can only imagine what they're dealing with when they're hitting and, going crazy. So, we'll see. So, yeah. So, I kind of agree with that, Doc. Now, fantasy-wise, Josh Jacobs, he came out and said he's going to come back and he should be ready to play in week 1 without, but do you trust him to play in week 1 without any participation, I should say, in training camp?
Yeah, I mean, certainly if you had your fantasy draft over a week ago, you're probably happier if you took Jacobs between him and Jonathan Taylor right now. But regardless, I mean, he's saying he's in shape and ready to go. But I mean, there's still, again, a different level of when you're not in camp, you're not taking the reps, the hits, making sure you got the plays down, you're running that with the offense. So, I mean, he's going to be out there. They just paid him $12 million plus. I can't remember if there are incentives too. So they're not just going to sit him down, but I don't know if he's going to be ready for his full kind of, bell cow workload in week 1. So I would guess maybe you're more in the realm of like 15 touches or something, kind of working him in, depending on kind of how the offense and the game is flowing. But I wouldn't expect like the full normal amount of touches in week 1, just based on what he's working with.
Hold on, Doc. So I know you're not a fantasy expert, but are you saying you are a doctor? Are you saying don't start him?
For fantasy, don't start him?
One?
Well, I think it depends on who else you have on your team. I mean,
so if I have a serviceable player, say I got Josh Jacobs, we'll say ETN, and I somehow had, I don't know, Kenneth Walker or somebody like that. So you're saying don't start Jacobs?
That's who you have.
What?
That's apparently who he has. I mean, I'm in one league where you start 2 running backs and then you can start a third one in a flex, and I'm in another one where you just start 1 and you can start a second one in a flex. But so again, I mean, to your point, I think if you have someone like an ATN, I'm trying to put people somewhere in that mid tier, Ramondre Stevenson,
right?
Stevenson,
you got right, yeah.
Jamar Gibbs or guys like that. I
even
would
Williams, even a Jamal Williams in New Orleans since Kamara's out. Would you?
Yeah. I would give it strong consideration. I mean, I wouldn't probably again, depending on who else you have on your roster, I'm not saying don't play him or maybe play him in the flex, but I just wouldn't be expecting a normal, 17, 18 points or whatever you would normally hope to get. I think you're happy if he hits 10 or 11 points. So,
all right.
Good luck to you in your league, Mr. Controversy. Doc, sort of the same kind of question. With Breece Hall coming back, but from an ACL injury, do you trust him to be valuable in fantasy?
Yeah, I mean, it's another tough one. I think I said here a couple weeks ago, he was kind of on my do not draft list. Not that if he didn't fall at the right spot that I would consider taking him, but I'm just a running back coming off an ACL. I mean, there have been exceptions. Adrian Peterson, again, is probably the most obvious one, where he came back 8 months after an ACL and destroyed the league. But that's not routine. I mean, you think more recently, guys like Dobbins, who came back and was initially okay, and then you see him having another surgery and continued knee issues. And so there's just always question marks. I mean, I hope he's healthy, but again, you got Cook in there now, who's also coming off shoulder surgery. You got a new, obviously, quarterback and offense with Aaron Rodgers. So it's not that I don't think Breece Hall is going to produce, but I wouldn't have him in probably as an RB1, maybe a lower RB2 to start out the season, and then kind of seeing what happens.
Fair.
That makes sense. And then last but not least, which is kind of, it took me back. I was shocked by it, but New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas said that the reason he couldn't come back from his injury is because of, like, I guess the instrument they put in his body and his ankle, whatever it was, to help him heal. He said it hurt him more than it helped him. Can that be true?
Like he has a what's my boy in the Chargers who got pinched? Sounds like he got a case on his hand.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard not knowing, obviously, all the backstory. And I think he said it was both the ankle and his toe surgery that he had last year, that he basically had, it sounds like, played in screws. And he's saying in kind of different terms that his body rejected the hardware. Now, some people do have like actual metal allergies and can have a reaction to having metal or a foreign object or substance put in their bodies. I don't necessarily think he's describing having like an actual allergy and rejecting the metal, but again, it's one of those things. I mean, the metal or the plate or the screws, really, it's just it's supposed to be only there temporarily to stabilize the fracture and then allow your body to naturally heal it while keeping it stabilized in a correct position. So in a way, if he's claiming that it caused more problems, I don't know. Part of me wonders, does he have some kind of weird healing response where just in general his body wasn't healing in the proper fashion or proper time frame? Because again, usually most people are healed by 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, and then that hardware is obsolete. It doesn't matter whether you leave it in or out. And I think he's had his since taken out, but to me it almost sounds like he had some kind of, like, I don't know, immunodeficiency or something, where just his body wasn't healing in the normal fashion, not necessarily directly related to the plate or hardware, if that makes sense. But it's hard to know.
Yeah, I was kind of like, wow, when I heard that. But Doc, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man, and hey, have a safe rest of the weekend. Enjoy sports. Tell them,
Mr. Doc. Next week we got our
Picks.
Oh yeah,
we're back next week.
Okay.
Right.
I'll be ready.
Looking to take that title belt from you, Doc.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm excited for some competition. So maybe Mr. Controversy can at least participate this year.
I'm not in it. Hey, I'm not doing the genius picks anymore, man.
Man.
Okay. I'm not doing that. So, but all right, Doc, we'll see you next week, man. And
all right, guys.
All right. we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna be right back. Here's a word that might help you along the week. All right, we'll be right back.
What's going on, everybody? This is K Boogie here with your food for positive thoughts on the 3-point conversion with our boy, Mr. Controversy and Rue. The choice is yours. Our life is a sum total of the choices that we make. If you really take some time to look at your life and evaluate your life and look at the choices that you've made, you see there were choices that you've made that led to certain outcomes that weren't favorable. I know I can admit it. I know when I chose to do certain things. Let's say, for example, when I chose to eat something I knew I shouldn't have eaten at a certain time of day. I had a stomach ache or I had some problems where it caused me not to feel too well. There was also financial choices that I made. I chose to buy something off of an emotional impulse, and it didn't fare well for me because there was a bill that came due later that I needed that money for. We have to look at the choices that we make, and we have to take a pause. Let's take our time and let's assess it. Let's pray on it, because you just never know. That choice could lead into something that doesn't work out favorable for you. Let's try to make the choices that will be favorable for us. That doesn't mean we're going to be perfect. It doesn't. But at least if we take our time and we assess things a lot better, then we can limit those poor choices that we made. Remember, you're equipped. Have a great one. I'll see you next week. Peace.
You're back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge, and it is time for MLB. Rue, we're about to head into September, man. You know what that means? Closer to October. It's put up or shut up right now, man. And hey, it's a lot going on. We're gonna start off. Just go through the league real quick. The Orioles still only have a 2-game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. Man, this is the division. I think you want that bye, but I feel like both of these teams are going to be in the divisional playoffs. You agree?
Definitely agree with you. Orioles are feisty, man. 83 wins. Nobody saw this a couple years ago, but they got a crew that, late innings. You can't count the Orioles out ever. Because it seems like, especially with their relievers, out of the whole AL, that Orioles have the best bullpen. They got this kid Felix Bautista coming out the pen, throwing 102. You can't hit him. But yeah, make a long story. I can go into it deep. Yeah, they'll make it. Both of these teams making the playoffs.
And then we have the American League Central. Oh man, the Central. We got the Minnesota Twins. They have a 5-game lead. They're 69-65. What they say? Hated it. So we just gonna move past.
Yeah, we can pass this whole division.
Oh man, anyway, sorry, I always get sleepy around that time. But now the American West dogfight. The Mariners.
We got a new division leader.
Yeah, and then Rangers right there, man. Wow,
definitely.
What's going on with this?
So the Rangers, if they win tonight, I think they can be the top dogs in this division. It's a 3-way race, best race in baseball. I think I said it before the year, man. This race is going to be heavy. Man, AOS is some good baseball being played right now. And the Rangers have been slipping. They're 3-7 in the last 10, and they're only a half game back of the division lead. So they got to come on with it. But the Mariners, though, bro, the hottest team in August. This is the first time I think since maybe the Griffey era. I saw a crazy stat. They've been first post All-Star break in that division. Wow. So they got a good thing going in Seattle right now. And it's led by the young bull, Julio Rodriguez. So
Now, National League West, it's a wrap. Man, the Giants was right there, and all of a sudden they just, I don't know. Dodgers 82-49. They 14-game lead. Man, like 2 weeks ago, like the Giants were right there.
Yeah, it was maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah. So wow. Matter of fact, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games, Giants. So now the National League Central is heating up as well. I'm a Cubs fan, so y'all know I can't get over. We can't get over this 3-game lead. Like we can't get it. Milwaukee getting on my nerves. They're 8-2. We're 7-3 in the last thing. Like we just can't get over it. But either or, still that's gonna be something to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because they still got to play each other. And
yeah. Y'all still in the wild card for now. So
right. And then
y'all are hot. And one thing I want to say real quick: Cubs have a better. I think I said this last week. Cubs, the offense compared to Milwaukee is 10 times out of 10 is better. But the pitching, that's where it gets a little fickle at.
Right.
But,
right. Yeah. Cubs pitching, hitting is good.
Depends on what you want. Depends on what you like.
Yeah. And now the National League East, the Braves, of course, has a 13-game lead over the Phillies. The Phillies are 74-59 as well. So the Braves are 40 games over 500. Wow. So that's a big deal right there. All right. So the wild card, as you mentioned, in the American League, you got the Rays, Astros, and then Rangers, which is, pretty much. But Blue Jays are right there. They're 3 games out. So you think they have a chance to get in?
They're gonna have to turn it up, man. The Blue Jays are. They're gonna have to turn it up. They got the pitching to do so. But they're 5-5 the last 10, and that's sort of how they've been playing all year. And it seems like right now they're gonna have to do a little bit of extra to get in. And they haven't, with Biggio and Bichette, we've seen some guys sort of drop off the mountain with them, man. That was sort of was high prospects in a couple years ago. Even Vladdy isn't having the same year.
He's not.
Yeah, we'll see, man. That's a tight race, though. The AL is hard.
All right, and then the NL wild card, Phillies on top of that, they have a 3-game lead over the Cubs, and the Cubs have a 2-game lead over the Giants and Diamondbacks. But the Reds are 1 game behind the Giants and Diamondbacks, and the Marlins are 2.5 games behind them. So this is tight as well, man. Like this is tight. This is what you want to see in baseball. You like this in baseball. This is good. My thing is, this is where teams either get better, and most of these teams, right, they're going to play better. But you just can't drop a series right now. You can't afford it. Right now, you're at that point where, hey, if you drop one series, that might put you out.
Definitely.
But I want your take. It's time for Rue's take. And Rue, I know you have one. I'm gonna let you have it. At it. Go ahead, brother. It's yours.
Yeah, man. Braves fan. But as a sports fan first, what I'm saying, before anything, I gotta put all bias to the side. Over the years, I've really grown to hate this team. In particular, they're out west, the Dodgers. But man, their front office is so damn smart. And what they did a few years ago, and sign Mookie Betts, I think that was probably one of the best signings. Probably when we look back, it's gonna be probably. I know they say, when Babe Ruth went to the Yankees from the Red Sox, and I think we all remember seeing A-Rod go to the Yankees from the Rangers. But bro, that Mookie Betts signing was major. And for them to sign Freddie Freeman and pair them two together was major. It was so smart because these two guys have single-handedly got this team this far. 15 games up in the division. These two guys solely. No Walker Buehler. Clayton Kershaw is 39 years old, still pitching decent, but we all know Kershaw in the playoffs. You Max Muncy, who's hitting under his weight, 100, but he's still giving you power. A lot of, no Trey Turner, no Max Scherzer. I saw a crazy stat, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman each have 40 hits. We're talking this month. They each have 40 hits, 15 doubles, and 3+ stolen bases. So never mind the stolen bases, but the last pair of guys to ever do that, teammates to ever do that, was 1937. Freddie Freeman and Mookie, man, are a sight to see, bro. I don't think they challenge us in the postseason, but I love seeing these two guys together. I love seeing Mookie hit first, and I love seeing Freddie hit second because it's baseball. If you love baseball, how can you not love to see that? And it's generational stuff I'm talking about right here. For real. And Mookie, you go look at his post All-Star break stats. I really think Mookie will probably be running for MVP. If he didn't get off to that slow start like he did, he got off to a super slow start. But boy, his post All-Star stats. Yeah, what up, Quay? I know that's your man's, bro. Bro, Mookie make you appreciate the small things in life when you watch him, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I've been watching a lot of little Dodgers baseball lately, but I just like seeing Mookie and Freddie, together.
Yeah. Still want to make that. Still would
get out of here, man. They don't challenge us, Brett. My bad, Mr. C.
Look, you still would keep that trade though.
No. I'm trading Olsen for Freddie every day of the week.
You know what I'm saying? You would keep that. Yeah, you would still stick with that.
It worked out for both. It worked out for both parties, but I would still get Olsen for Freddie. Olsen's leading the NL in home runs, and he's 6-7 years younger.
Olsen might, could
he's
be
cold right now, though, man. He's cold, ice cold. He's ice cold right now.
This is while you're still winning. You can get ice cold right now. You don't want to
see. Freddie don't go through that. He don't go through the ice cold spells, bro. Freddie's consistently giving you night in, night out what he gonna give you.
Yep. You're right. Yeah. Well, look, man. Real quick, I want to give you something that's on my mind. Just quickly. We talked about your boy Lyles, and what he did. Excuse me, what he said, right? Something else was bizarre to hear, and not necessarily because it was wrong or whatever, but, and I'll make it quick, but with my mind just went blank, but the female basketball player out of LSU, not LSU, LSU. Who?
Angel Reese.
Reese. My mind went blank because I wanted to get to this. She came out and she said that she doesn't have to. I mean, she was going to school, she's doing good, whatever, but she said now that she has to switch to online classes because of her popularity. I won't lie. When I first heard that, I'm like, stop it. I'm like, see, here we go with this. She acting all brand new or whatever. But then I had to think about it, Rue. This is social media era. And right now, Angel was killing it. Angel was everywhere. She's using it for her platform. She's doing everything. She's modeling. She's she's talking to fans. Like, she's doing everything that a superstar would do if they were professionally, if they were in their profession, like an NBA player or whatever. She's doing all of this in college. And you know what? She's so likable. That might be true that she can't even take classes. First, I was thinking about, all right, what about people like a Christian Laettner? Because Christian Laettner was popular in Duke. Christian Laettner, or who else in college? Football, basketball.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. You know, just all of these.
Johnny Manziel.
Oh yeah, definitely Manziel. If anybody, you watch that story yet? I gotta watch it. I hadn't
I
watched it
watched
yet,
the first like half of it.
but I gotta watch it. But either or, I just, I don't know, man. I just think that I believe her because if Johnny Manziel had social media back in the day, oh my God.
Hey man, her boyfriend ain't doing enough.
Who?
I'm just talking, man. It's so I'm with you, but
you think it's you don't? I mean, because
I just feel like this is what you signed up for.
no. But here's the thing: I don't think it's the fact that she's saying that she don't want to be, because I think she loves LSU and she loves the people.
Right.
I think this might be more of it's a distraction. Not even just with her, but with everyone else. With the teacher, might feel like it's a distraction. You know,
I see. Yeah. I see how that could be, but
I took it at first like she getting a big head, but now I don't think it's that. Because one thing about Angel's, she's gonna be real. She's gonna tell it like it is. But I think it's you know, and like you said,
I'm with that.
Classmates, teachers, like I think it's like, all right, I think they probably came to her like, you know what, we might need you to take online classes.
You're right, though. It's never been a student athlete with 3 million followers.
Right.
You know, it might be like that with Arch Manning, you know, in a few years, but we haven't seen it. Especially with a female, you know how males could be, you know, we hunters. So it's a distraction. Let's just say that. It could be a distraction for everybody.
For everybody. Right.
Yeah,
So
I'm with you.
You know, you don't think her dude was hating?
For sure.
You need to take online.
For sure. Hey, he the one put the word in. Hey, take these all-out classes, baby. You can stay close. We can, you know what I'm saying? You can stay right here in the crib when I come home from practice. Because she dude play at Florida State. Oh, yeah. Don't ask me how I know this.
The guy, but right. The guy, I remember one dude. Yeah. So
yeah.
But, all right, man. That's what's on my mind. Like I said, it was something I just thought of. I thought it was crazy at first, but I kind of get it now. All right. But listen, you hear this music? You already know what it means. It means it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, you got a couple of shout outs, man. You might be part of it. First off, I want to give a shout out to the Almighty God for giving me the platform to do what I do, say what I say, make you all upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. God, I definitely appreciate it. You don't know. Also, I want to give a shout out to my road dog, Rue, coming on, man. Killing it.
Always, bro. Always. Hey, man, college football week 1 kicks off. It's back. Like you said, tomorrow, I think we got some games. Friday, you got Georgia Tech, Louisville. And then Saturday, you got, you know, we're going for 3. All-Star Saturday with me. I know we're playing Tennessee Martin, but I'm not looking past nobody. I'm looking past Tennessee Martin, bro. I'm looking to see Carson Beck, man, for sure. Let's go. Let's go, Dogs.
You say they're playing Target University?
Yeah, man.
Okay. You know how that goes. Anyway, I also want to shout out to Dr. Johnny Carter III. Hey, always know what it is, Doc. Appreciate you. I want to thank everyone who listened live, watched live, everybody commented, Cortland, of course, Brandon, Mr. Ezra, everyone else who's listening and watching the podcast. Also, I want to thank my beautiful wife, lovely children, cousins, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, grandparents, my grandma. I gotta check in with grandma because grandma ain't said in a minute. We're checking with grandma. Play cousins. Hey, love on family. Let family know that you love them. Love them while they can still feel it.
Tell me why they still alive. Hey man, be safe this weekend. Eat good. Drink responsibly. Watch the sports. Watch college football. Until then, next week, same time, same show, same show. Your host, same show, Johnson. Hey, I want to give a special shout out to my guy, the Orlando. Get better. Appreciate you, Aunt. Appreciate you, Aunt. My mentor. Thanks, my mentor, Pat Freeman. I appreciate you, Pat. Appreciate you so much, man. Everybody else, man. When you miss me, I'm out.